All right, this is a little weird. I haven't vlogged in a while, and Eden asked me to make a vlog sharing why I quit vlogging. It's maybe 2016, we started filming. I did it for 5 years, like 5 days a week, like never really missing an episode. And then about a year ago, we quit, and I never really told anyone like why. We just kind of like disappeared. So this is something I've been wanting to do for a while. So I'm glad Eden asked me, and she gave me these questions here I'm supposed to answer. Why you stopped vlogging? I would say that the biggest reason I stopped vlogging was I felt like there was these things that we were experiencing in our life that we weren't ready to talk about publicly, and yet the vlog appeared to be so honest and transparent, which it was. I mean, I thrive off of that. Like, to me, there's a lot of things we don't do well. Like, I don't think my editing is like super awesome compared to a lot of people. I don't think our life is super adventurous compared to a lot of people. But what got me off, like what got me excited about doing stuff, was saying, well, at least I can be honest about things I don't see other people being honest about. And then at some point that stopped being true. There were some things we were living, some things with our marriage, things with our changing stance of spirituality and God and monogamy and sexuality and all sorts of things that we've talked about a little bit, that we just were not ready to come out with. And what that did was it created this separation between what our life was really like and what we could show. And I know from past experience living in Christian communities and spiritual communities that the further those things get, the more dangerous it feels to me. The more I have to show, like, oh, my life looks really this way, and it really is this way. And I get that to a certain degree, we don't owe it to you. Like, a vlogger doesn't owe to their audience anything. Like, you don't have to, you can share whatever you want. Like, you can create your boundaries. But at the same time, I felt like there's also a time and a place where it starts to feel like it's deceptive. Like, we're saying that we're this, but we're actually this. And that crosses a line for me. So I just lost energy to be able to like put on a show, is what it feels like to me. Yeah, that's the biggest reason. But I feel like we're coming out of that now, where I feel like we're starting to become more public. We just had to, some of these beliefs and ideas were so new to us that I don't think we could afford like the criticism I thought we might receive, either from the public YouTube world, like just in the comments section, but maybe more specifically from our old friends and family that really have like kind of a critical voice in our heads still. You know, I think we've overcome a lot of that, but at the time, like 2 years ago, those people's voices were always in our head, and like, oh, what will they think? How will they respond? Like, can we afford a backlash? Can we afford people coming after us and trying to like ruin our employment? I mean, this stuff has happened to us. So yeah, okay, so that's number one reason. Second reason is life started to get more complex with the kids. And I didn't really feel very comfortable putting their issues on camera with their permission, which was a weird transition for us, because at one point they were young enough that we got their consent, but we felt like they were like cool or excited or at least tolerant. And then at one point their lives, like as teenagers and adults, became so like independent that it started to be a real chore to either include them or even mentally to like exclude them. And I just became less comfortable with that dynamic because the vlog was so personal. It was so like in our space and in our home. I just felt like I needed to prioritize the relationship with my kids. And there was like all these issues, like with them becoming adults, where we'd get in fights, we'd get in disagreements. We'd have like these like silent moments where there like less communication for like weeks or months. And it was just like the last thing we needed at that time is the pressure of how I present myself and my relationship to the world and to put that pressure on a kid. So around that time also, like, and it's weird, I feel less that way, but now, but maybe that's just because we're not vlogging. Okay, the question is what you learned since then. Man, I mean, I've learned a lot. Like, there's just our life, but in terms of vlogging, like what I've learned was it was like such a valuable process for me to vlog, to put out content every day, to have a deadline, to interact with an audience, to watch people kind of like get involved and to create a following of people. I mean, a following is a weird way to put it, but it's like kind of like a relationship too, and to build trust with people. I really enjoyed vlogging. I'm so glad I did it. Eden asks, would you start again? You know, I don't know, because it is so much work, and I don't know how valuable it is, like, in the long run compared to what I am doing. I'm committed to communicating and building relationships with an audience or people out there and putting my art out there. Now with YouTube, I'm so torn because it's so much fun and you get such instant feedback, but I'm really passionate about books, writing books, and these longer form ideas that I think take more time to articulate and communicate. And the payoff isn't as immediate, but I feel like the payoff being immediate might not benefit me or you so much as it benefits YouTube. So I'm really like torn between, that's like the stuff that I wonder about, but I have a feeling I probably won't start again, and that I'm gonna be more and more committed to writing books. Do you miss it? Yes, I miss it all the time. One thing I loved about the vlog was we would get an idea and I would make a video about it. And we'd like process it in real time and just put it out there in the world. And now sometimes I feel stuck, like not having that. We do have the podcast, so that's helpful as a way to kind of get more ideas in real time out there. But it's important for me to not sit in an idea too long. I'm an external processor. A lot of times the first thing I want to do with a place, like if I hear about a sandwich place, the first thing I want to do is share it with people. And that's how I feel good about it. And it's that same way with ideas. Okay, the next question is, do you feel that you've let people down? That one was a tough one because, you know probably I did some people, but I'm not too worried about that because I don't feel like I owe the world the vlogs. But in a way, I did feel like we had a really good thing going. Like when I watch videos and I watch them every day, I get involved and I care and I develop trust. And I like when people like commented every day. And I just like, it felt like I kind of had a relationship with people. I know it's not all the same as maybe the type of relationship that where you meet people, but I did feel like you don't get that same thing when you occasionally put a video out, or even by being an author. So I really do miss that. What would you do differently? I don't think I really would do anything differently. The vlog was always constantly growing and evolving and changing. So it's not that there wouldn't be, like it was constantly doing new things, but yeah, I don't have an answer to that. What has the time enabled you to do? Well, one thing I noticed while vlogging, it takes up so much energy. Like there's the planning the video, there's the bringing the camera around, there's getting the shots, there's editing, there's coming up with the marketing, like coming up with the thumbnail and the title and publishing and then dealing with the comments. It's this whole world. And when I stopped doing that, I felt like I had a lot more brain space, like on family vacation, just to enjoy the vacation. But really what I would like to do, and it's been so hard, like the life of a fucking artist or whatever I call myself, writer, you know, there's so many discipline issues where I'm like, I'll go like a month without writing or 6 months without writing. And then when I write, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna write 3 hours, but really I'm lucky to get 30 minutes in. But I like to think that not having the vlog space in my head is actually giving me more energy and time to write every day and to get better at that craft, to share my message with the world, which helps me, and I think it can help other people. But it's just something I feel like I need to do. And that's just something I've come to accept, that whether or not it helps anyone, the way me getting it outside of me helps. So I'm gonna keep on doing that. Okay, the final question Eden asked is, what's it like watching her try to vlog? Man, I am so glad that Eden is vlogging, because our channel is just sitting here, and people would always say that they're really interested in our life and they're really interested in her life. And I do think our family has something to offer, just because we know how to film, we know how to publish, and our life is different. It's not like a standard family. And just from showing that, it gets conversations going and things like that. So when she said that she was gonna do it, I was so glad. And then I watched her go through everything that I went through. She tried to talk herself out of it. She was like, oh, maybe I'll wait a week. And then she's like, oh, never mind, it's a stupid idea. And I kept on riding her, and I was like, you gotta do it. So after the first week or 2 or 3, when she started to get into a rhythm, and then she started getting comments and feedback, I think she started to feel like it was worth it. And I'm so glad, because it was so beneficial to me, that I just know it can be so beneficial for her to stick with it and to have a venue, you know, to process things. And our family is different in that normal people have teachers telling them what to do, and then bosses telling them what to do, and their motivation comes from this kind of outside world. For us, not doing school or work in that typical way, being self-employed and entrepreneurs, you know, our motivation has to come from ourself. And if you don't do it, it's like no one yells at you. So I really hope she sticks with it. So do me a favor and leave a comment, something that says Eden, get the vlog episode out. Because I think even this last couple of weeks with our family being sick, she struggled with taking a break. One thing, when I was vlogging, I did not allow myself breaks, because I knew I would just not be able to know when to stop the break, and it could just go on forever. I think that's everything. I really missed it, but I loved the time we had together. For those of you guys that were on our channel, it meant the world to me when you guys watched the videos and left a thumbs up and commented. And I don't think I was really honest with myself about how much those interactions did impact me, because the relationships didn't feel real or whatever. But they're real. It's all real. Something's real about it. There's a reason why I make the videos. There's a reason why you guys watch them. And I thank you guys so much for your interaction with that. And then when I released my book, and I felt like I had this audience of people that already cared, it gave me such an advantage when it came to that. And I'm working on another book. I don't know when it will be out, but I'm really excited about it. It has to do with storytelling and living authentically and coming from a faith community background. So I think it'll help people. If you're interested in those things, you can keep updated on that. And also, I asked Eden if I could promote my new merch, because I have these 2 hats that I want to show you guys real quick. This one says "Compliance Kills" and has a skull and crossbones. And I'm not going to get into, if you know, you know, if you want that type of thing. And then this one is a message that was from the Appalachian Trail that we learned a lot and lived, and it's in the book, Hike Your Own Hike. We did not come up with that phrase, but it's something that is near and dear to our heart. So those 2 hats are available in the merch store. Link is in the description. Like and subscribe, and leave feedback, you guys. Not just in my video, but with Eden making these videos, it's hard. It takes a lot of motivation, and we're giving her all the money for the videos, and it's not like a lot. Like, she doesn't make a lot, but I'm glad she's doing it. Thank you guys for the support over the years, and we'll still see you around here. So thanks for watching.